Welcome, I am Jewls. This is Yoga Level 1-2. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'll be going through various movements that's meant for the beginner or a little bit more intermediate practitioner. Please know that you can modify any poses that you seem fit. Feel free to back off if a pose is causing discomfort, especially in the joints. If you are more advanced, you are welcome to also put in some vinyasas in between some of our sequences, and I'll cue you when that happens. So go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. And if you don't already have a blanket with you, go ahead and just make sure you have a blanket or some kind of soft cushion, because we will be on our knees. So if you want some cushioning for the knees, I do recommend that. So when you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position, taking your hands onto the knees. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, go ahead and shrug the shoulders to the ears as you inhale, and as you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. And try that again, breathing in and breathing out. Good, let that exhale just be free, breathing in, letting go. Beautiful. So just relaxing a little bit more into the back of the body, so we don't have to feel so rigid and uptight when we sit. We can relax a little bit more into the back of the body and just let the collarbones broaden slightly, and you'll feel the shoulder blades give a little press upward into the back of the heart. Letting your hands rest once again, take a deep breath and just feel a slight rise all the way through the crown of the head as you breathe in. And as you exhale, you can feel or maybe visualize the breath moving down the spine and into the earth, and let that exhale last a little bit longer than you would naturally want to. So breathing in, nice and tall, breathing out. And let's do that a few times. Inhale. And exhale, feel the breath moving down the spine and into the earth, and let that exhale last just a little bit longer. 2 more of those. Breathing in. Exhale. One more time. Excellent. And on that next exhale, bringing the hands together in front of you, bowing the head down just to let your senses draw inward. Let your mind be present as much as you're able to being at home. Get a little stretch in the back of the neck, let the chin release down. Maybe let the fingertips connect to the point between the eyebrows. Take a deep breath. And on the inhale, go ahead and take the gaze forward. We're going to do the circle of joy with the hands, warming up the shoulders, stretching them out. So on the inhale, you're going to interlace the fingers. On the exhale, push the palms forward. Let the legs draw down and put some space between the shoulder blades. On the inhale, reach the arms up. Level 2, feel free to get a little bit more reach up and lean back into a gentle back bend. Exhale, we're going to release the hands out to the side, take it behind the back. Now you can interlace the fingers or just reach back behind you. Lift the heart, but without pushing hips or rib cage forward. So let the navel slightly hug in and use the work of the arms and shoulders to lift the heart. On the exhale, hands back together at center. Let's do that again. Inhale, interlace. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, take it behind you. Interlace if you can reach, or just reach back with active fingers. Exhale, hands together in front. Take a deep breath. On the inhale, you're going to take the right arm up. And I'm mirroring, by the way, so your right is actually my left. So take your right hand up, left hand to the floor. Give a little roll in of that right tricep and get a little bit more reach, but without squeezing the shoulder to the ear. Lower the shoulder down, get reach out of that right side, left hand to the floor. Begin to lean over towards that left side, but rooting the right sit bone. Continue to breathe and stretch into that whole right rib cage. Level 2, if the breath invites you to, start to get the elbow to the floor. But don't push it, don't force it, just use the breath to invite you to go deeper. Continue to root that right sit bone and reach out of that right hip. One more breath here. Press into the left hand, float the right arm up, and slowly bring yourself up. Bring the left arm up, but again, not squeezing shoulder to ear. Lower it and roll that tricep in and get deep, reach out of that left side. Take the right hand to the floor, lean it over. Remember to root that left sit bone, reach out of that left side. It feels so good. Continue to breathe. Don't lift that left sit bone. Root it and let the breath invite you to go deeper. No need to force. 2 more breaths. Press into the right hand. Float that left arm up. Take a deep breath here. And feel both sides of the body. Roll the shoulders back. Release them down. As you inhale, feel once again that tall spine. Exhale, twist. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, wide collarbones. If it feels good, you can take the left hand and turn the palm out and take it to that right thigh. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, deepen the twist if the breath allows. Beautiful. Come out. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, slowly untwist. Shrug the shoulders to the ears. Roll them back and down. Twisting to the other side. Left hand behind you. Right hand over. Inhale, tall spine. And if it feels good, turn the right palm out, back of the hand against that left thigh. And just keep the breath continuous throughout the practice. So I'm always feeling this relationship between the breath and the spine. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, deepen the twist. And as you breathe, the breath is massaging those inner organs, releasing tension out of the lower back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, float the arms overhead, spread through the fingers, reach them up. On the exhale, float the arms down, chin to chest, stretch the back of the neck. Once again, inhale, floating arms up all the way. Exhale, floating arms down, stretching the back of the neck, chin to chest. Inhale, shrug shoulders to the ears, rolling them back and down. We're gonna go ahead and come off of the blanket if you are sitting on one and come onto all fours. So if you do have that cushion or blanket, you might wanna use it here just for some cushioning for the knees. So placing wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're gonna do that cat-cow spine, spread through the fingers and give a little lift in the center palm. Inhale, lift the sit bone, lift the sit bones, lift the crown of the head. On the exhale, hug the navel towards the spine, arch the spine up, get some good release in the neck. And on the inhale, back to cow stretch. And exhale, cat. One more each. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Beautiful. Let's take this left leg back, and we're gonna tuck the toes under and stretch the heel away, giving that calf a little bit of a stretch here. Keeping the core engaged, so let that navel hug in. Go ahead and float that left leg up, so heel lines up to the sit bone. Go ahead and float the right arm forward, and you have spinal balance, but be careful. You don't want the navel to just drop down. So keep the core engaged. Lift it in as you reach through that left heel and through the right fingertips. Breathe and feel your core engage and warm up. Spread through the fingers of that left hand and keep the lift in the center palm. Exhale, hug knee to elbow and lift the spine just like we did in the cat stretch. And on the inhale, float it back. Exhale. Inhale, reaching out. Last one. And place the knee and palm down. We're going to do the other side. Right foot back, tuck the toes under, reach the heel away. Make sure those wrists are under the shoulders. If your wrists are getting tired, it's okay to come onto the palms. Or I'm sorry, the fists. So stretching the heel away, getting a little bit of length into the calf. Keep that navel hugged in so we're not dumping the belly down. It's engaged, hugged in. And we're going to float that right leg. Heel lines up to the sit bone. Float the left arm forward. Spinal balance. Staying with the breath. And then exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reaching out. Nice, controlled movements with the breath. Last one. And placing the hands down. We're going to take it into downward facing dog. So walk the knees back just a few inches because we want to keep the length in the torso. So keep the spread through the fingers. Go ahead and curl the toes under and pick up the knees. Don't do anything yet, just pick up the knees and then press up, just like we did in the cat stretch. And you'll feel it in the shoulder blades and the spine. Keep the hollowness of the armpits and slowly take it back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And as you inhale, feel the lift off of your collarbones and draw back. Now here, if it's your first downward dog of the day, walk those heels up and down if you're not quite warmed up in the hamstrings and the calves. Or feel free, maybe there's some other movements here that's calling to you in your downward dog. Sometimes I like to wag the tail. Wagging the hips or walking the heels up and down, whatever you feel called to do. Just be careful you're not dumping down and turning elbows out. Lift off the collarbones, roll the triceps in, press back. One more breath here. Exhale, coming onto the knees. From your child's pose or your downward dog, slowly bring yourself up onto your knees, reach the arms overhead, and exhale, take the hands down to your side. We're going to take it into some lunges. So start with your hands to the hips. We'll start with that right foot forward. Now in the lunge, go ahead and give some lift of your lower abs. So you want that engagement so we're not spilling over in our pelvis. So lift the lower abs. Keep that engagement as you glide forward into your lunge. So again, keep the lift, so we're not doing this, right? We're engaged in the core. Beautiful, and just find that nice deep stretch in that hip flexor, that front hip. Take a deep breath, tall spine, roll the shoulders back. Level 1, feel free to keep the your hands at the hips. Level 2, float the arms forward and up. Exhale, take hands to the heart, lean forward, but let that right hip draw back. We're going to twist, so take the left elbow to that outer right leg and lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath here. One more. From here, we're going back into the lunge. So come back to center. You're either going to take hands to the hips or arms overhead. On the exhale, float the hands forward, framing the front of the foot. Take it back, downward dog, arch up, take it back. Level 2, you can vinyasa here. Level 1, stay in your downward dog. A spread through the toes, a healthy lift in the arches. Whether you're in your down dog, coming from your down dog, come back onto the knees. Inhale, floating the arms up. Exhale, floating the arms down. Start with hands to the hips. This time, we're going to take that left foot forward, a lift into your lower abs, and gliding into your lunge. And once you feel stable in your legs and in your core, float the arms up, or just keep hands to the hips if you need that for balance. together at the heart. Make sure to lean forward first as that left leg draws back and twist other side. Coming back to center first. Arms overhead or hands to the hips into your lunge. Deep stretch into that front hip flexor. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. On the exhale, floating the hands forward, framing the front of the foot. Take that left foot back, and it will be your choice. You can rest in child's pose, you can vinyasa, or just rest in your downward dog. Level 1, child's pose. On that next inhale, you're going to go ahead and take the hands to the floor. If you're in child's pose, go ahead and lift the knees, take the gaze forward. You're going to walk or jump the feet forward between the hands. Inhale into a half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Now feel free to bend the knees. If it's just too much on the hamstrings, you can grab the elbows and just let the spine hang. Level 2. If your hamstrings feel good here, straighten the legs, spread through the toes, lift through the arches. Let go of the head and neck. Releasing the elbows. A soft bend in the knees. We're going to roll the spine up as the tailbone descends. Arms out to the side and up overhead. Exhale into Tadasana. Mountain pose. Take a deep breath here, shrugging the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, rolling the shoulders back and down. Now if you have your pillow or blanket on the mat, go ahead and move it off to the side for now. We'll come back to that later. So looking down at your feet, go ahead and give a nice spread of the toes and a lift in the arches. Once again, roll the shoulders back, a soft bend to the knees so we don't hyperextend or push them back. On the inhale, floating arms overhead. On the exhale, float the arms down, chin to chest. Stretching the back of the neck one more time. Inhale, floating arms overhead. Exhale, floating them down. Beautiful. Let's take right arm up. But then, once again, we don't want to squeeze that shoulder to the ear, so release it down, engage legs, strong core to support you. Roll that tricep in and get more reach out of that right side. So let the legs draw down and also apart, like you're going to tear your mat in half almost. So it just gives you some good grounding. Left hand down that left leg, reach out of that right side and lean to the left. You can let the right hip move out just a tad, kind of creating this crescent moon shape with your body. Breathe into that right side. Now don't think the body is dumping down, just think it's lifting up and over with the strength of your legs. And floating that right arm down. Take a breath and just notice. Floating the left arm up. Again, not with the traps. Lower that shoulder down, roll the tricep in, just find lots of length. Exhale, lean to the right, up and over as that right hand slides down that right leg. Strong legs, but not pushing knees back, so soft bend in your knees. Left hip can move out, up and over, breathe into that left side. With strong legs, float that left arm up, slowly bring yourself up. Beautiful. Let's take hands to the hips. We're going to open up the feet nice and wide. Warrior 2. So let's start on the left side, and again, I'm mirroring. So left side, you got the toes turning out. You want heel to arch alignment. And you're going to take that right heel and just kind of kick it out a bit. A spread through the toes, a healthy lift in the arches. I'll always say that in our standing poses. So start with hands to the hips. Go ahead and bend this left knee as the torso draws down. So we don't want to lean over towards that bent knee. So let yourself, the torso draw down as the knee goes that way to bend. So hands to the hips to start. Continue to feel the spread of the toes. Roll the shoulders back, let them relax. I start with hands to the hips because it just gives me feedback on what the pelvis is doing. This is a very nice hip opening pose, pelvic opening pose, but it is using the strength of the legs to do so. So try to connect how it actually is stretching the pelvis. Let's take hands to the heart, take a deep breath, tall spine here. And on the inhale, float the arms overhead. And on the exhale, open the hands out and gaze towards that left hand, warrior two. Take a deep breath. Relax the shoulders down as you breathe. Beautiful. Straighten that left leg. We're going to take that left hip inward and upward slightly as you reach this left arm forward. Now again, try not to push the knee back. Keep a soft bend in there if you need to. Reach down, triangle pose, so you can find the shin or even take it to the thigh if that helps. But you want to get that stretch into the inner thigh and hamstring on that left leg. So try to take it as low as it feels good without feeling too much strain. Take a deep breath with strong legs, lengthen through the spine. If it feels okay in the neck, turn to look up. One more breath here, triangle pose. With strong legs, bend that knee if it helps. Bring yourself back up, hands to the hips. Let's do the other side. So turn the toes forward and we'll just pivot. So turn the right toes out, left heel out, heel to arch alignment. Feel the strength of your legs and bend that right knee, spread of the toes, the lift of the arches. You just feel that opening of the hip, the opening, broadening of the pelvis. Let's take hands together at the heart. Take a deep breath. Feel that tall spine, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open out, gaze towards that right hand this time. Breathe. From here, see if you can straighten that right leg. Reach forward and up as that right hip deepens in. Reach forward and exhale. Take the right hand down, triangle pose. Take it to the shin. If you have any props, you can place your hand on a prop as well. Stacking the shoulders. Now, if you have neck issues in this pose, I recommend just look forward first. Take the crown of the head, line it up to the back of the throat. And then see if your head will turn doing that. But again, don't force it. Strong legs, strong core. Inhale, coming up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to the hips. Let's pivot the toes to point forward now. And you can bring them in a little bit closer if that helps, or a little wider apart, because we're going to do the wide-legged standing forward fold. So inhale, tall spine. Exhale, coming forward. Now, you may or may not be able to reach the floor, and that's okay. So you can stay in just the half forward fold and then maybe just come out. If you're able to have a chair nearby or anything you can find at home to place your hands on, feel free. If you can come all the way to the floor, great. Try the inhale, half forward fold, exhale, full forward fold, whatever your hamstrings will allow. Inhale, come up halfway. Take hands to the hips. You can bend the knees a little bit here if you need to. Inhale, come all the way up. And from here, we're just going to wiggle the feet back in until we come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking hands together at the heart, take a deep breath, feel the tall spine. Exhale, relax in the shoulders. We're going to take it into a balancing pose. So what I want to do is get a little stretch in the quad. So if you need to go to a piece of furniture or the wall, if you have a hard time with balancing, and if you are on carpet, that can sometimes throw you off too. So find something to put your hand on if you have a hard time with balancing. Okay? Start with hands to the hips. The more you can engage the core, the more you're able to stabilize and help with the balancing. So soft bend in that right knee too, so we're not hyperextending. Reach that left hand back and see if you can grab that left foot. Now again, if you have a hard time with balance, you can find something in the room that will help you balance, placing your hand on some furniture, whatever you got. So to get that stretch in the quad, what I want you to do is feel a lift of your lower abs. Sometimes I'll say pubic bone towards the navel, and see if you can line up the thigh bone to the hip bone. So sometimes I'll hear people say lengthen the tailbone, but people tend to clench the glutes to do that. But really just lifting the lower abs into the upper abs will do it for you. So just getting that nice length into the quad. Take a deep breath here. Level 1, if at any time you just get really tired and you gotta let go of the foot, that's fine. Level 2, if you wanna go a little deeper, take it into King Dancer pose. Right arm forward and up as you reach that left leg back. One more breath, wherever you are. Exhale, release the foot, take that left foot down, hands together at the heart, take a deep breath here. Other side when you feel ready. Hands to the hips. This is going to be our last pose. So creating lightness in that right foot, reach behind, grab it, lengthen that quad. Take a deep breath here. Level 1, feel free to just stay in the stretch as much as you need to or come out early. Level 2, if you want to take it a little further, float that left arm forward, create it into the King Dancer pose. And exhale, coming out when you feel ready. Coming in through Tadasana, taking hands together at the heart, take a deep breath. Now if you still have your blanket or your pillow, please take it and come to seated. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, relax in the shoulders. Let's take one hand, place it over your heart, one hand over your abdomen. Take another deep breath and just let the front of the body relax a little bit more into the back of the body. Here's a great opportunity to connect with some kind of mantra or affirmation that really speaks to you. Lately, one for me is, I am safe, I am sound, all good things come to me, they bring me peace. Thank you all for sharing this time with me today. Please keep your practice going, keep your body moving. Namaste.